Things to look out for in our storyboard is the motif of silhouettes to connect the art style back to its folklore roots, consistent character design, POV shots that let the audience see what the characters are seeing, immersing them in the world we have created, and finally scale differences from the different sized animals to the environment around them to make everything seem more organic.
Part 1. There was once a donkey whose master had made him carry sacks to the mill for many a long year, but whose strength began at last to fail, so that each day as it came found him less capable of work. Then his master began to think of turning him out, but the donkey, guessing that something was in the wind that boded him no good, ran away, taking the road to Bremen. For there he thought he might get a job as town musician. When he had gone a little way he found a hound lying by the side of the road panting as if he had run a long way. Donkey, now, hold fast, what are you so out of breath about? Dog, oh dear. Now I am old, I get weaker every day, and can do no good in the hunt, so, as my master was going to have me killed, I have made my escape. But now, how am I to gain a living? Donkey, I will tell you what, I am going to Bremen to become town musician. You may as well go with me, and take up music too. And the dog consented, and they walked on together. It was not long before they came to a cat sitting in the road, looking as dismal as 3 wet days. Donkey, now then, what is the matter with you, old shaver? Cat, I should like to know who would be cheerful when his neck is in danger. Now that I am old, my teeth are getting blunt, and I would rather sit by the oven and purr than run about after mice, and my mistress wanted to drown me, so I took myself off. But good advice is scarce, and I do not know what is to become of me. Donkey, go with us to Bremen and become town musician. You understand serenading. The cat thought well of the idea and went with them accordingly. After that the 3 travellers passed by a yard, and a rooster was perched on the gate crowing with all his might. Donkey, your cries are enough to pierce bone and marrow. What is the matter? Rooster, I have foretold good weather for my master, so that all the shirts may be washed and dried. And now on Sunday morning company is coming, and the master has told the cook that I must be made into soup, and this evening my neck is to be wrung, so that I am crowing with all my might while I can. Donkey, you had much better go with us, Rooster. We are going to Bremen. At any rate that will be better than dying. You have a powerful voice, and when we are all performing together it will have a very good effect. So the rooster consented, and they went on all 4 together. Part 2. But Bremen was too far off to be reached in one day, and towards evening they came to a wood, where they determined to pass the night. The donkey and the dog lay down under a large tree. The cat got up among the branches, and the rooster flew up to the top, as that was the safest place for him. Before he went to sleep he looked all around him to the 4 points of the compass and perceived in the distance a cabin, and he called out to his companions, Rooster, we had better get up and go there, for these are uncomfortable quarters. And they all set off in the direction of the light, and it grew larger and brighter, until at last it led them to a robber's house, all lighted up. The dog went up to the window and looked in. Cat, well, what do you see? Dog, I see a lot of food, water, and a warm fire. Rooster, that could be us. Then they consulted together how it should be managed so as to get the robbers out of the house. Many ideas went around, and at last they hit on a plan. Dog, oh, I got it. We can play our music and maybe they'll come out to see who's making the lovely music and let us stay with them. The other animals agreed. Part 3. The donkey puts his head against the window, the dog climbs up, then the cat, and finally the rooster flies up on top. Cat, you need to clip your nails, you feather duster. Rooster, hey, it's not my fault. Donkey, shh, get ready to sing. Dog, on 3. Hee-haw, bark, bark. No, wow, wow, whoop, cock-a-doodle-doo. Inside the cabin, Robber 1 and 2 look up from their meal. Robber 1, angry. What is that ruckus outside? Robber 2, oh dear Lord, baby Jesus, it's the devil. The reckoning is upon us. Run for the hills, Jeremy. The hills. My ears, oh Lord. Robber 2, let's get out of here. The 2 robbers run from the house, holding their ears, screaming. In the background, we see the animals looking victorious. Donkey, look, everyone. They liked our music so much that they gave us their whole house. Cat, great. Can we stop being a tower now? The animals climbed down and go into the house, eat everything that was laid out upon on the table, and become tired from their long day. Dog, yawn, I'm stuffed. Let's go to sleep. Rooster agreed. The animals take their places for the night. The donkey outside by the house, the dog behind the door, the cat by the ashes of the fire, and the rooster on top of the house. Scene 4. The boss robber leans against a car smoking his cigar. He sees his lackeys come running to him. Boss man, what in tarnation are you doing back here, you ninnies? Robber 1, God has come to punish us. We saw the devil. Robber 2, the devil lives in that house. He screamed at us. It was a truly awful noise. Robber 1 shakes his head in agreement. The bossman rolls his eyes and puts out his cigar. Boss man, there ain't no devil in that shabby shack. Now get your butts back there with them wallets we stole from those nuts. Get going. Now. Robber 1 and 2 squeal and run off back to the house, more fearful of their boss than of the seemingly haunted cabin. Back at the cabin. Robber 1, all righty, we gotta go back in there. The bossman said to get the wallets. Robber 2, no way, I ain't going back in there. Robber 1 continues without his companion into the house. Robber 1, see. Nothing here. It's just a bit cold. I'll start the fire again. Part 5. Robber 1 went to strike a light, and mistaking the glowing fiery eyes of the cat for burning coals, he held a match out in order to kindle it. But the cat, not seeing the joke, flew into his face, spitting and scratching. Then he cried out in terror and ran to get out the door, but the dog, who was lying there, ran at him and bit his leg. And as he was rushing through the yard, the donkey struck out and gave him a great kick with his hind foot. And the rooster, who had been wakened with the noise and felt quite brisk, cried out, "Cock-a-doodle-doo." Then the robbers got back as well as they could to their captain. Robber 1, oh dear. In that house there is a gruesome witch, and I felt her breath and her long nails in my face, and by the door there stands a man who stabbed me in the leg with a knife. And in the yard there lies a black spectre who beat me with his wooden club, and above, upon the roof, there sits Justice, who cried, "Bring that rogue here." And so I ran away from the place as fast as I could. From that time forward the robbers never ventured to that house, and the four Bremen town musicians found themselves so well off where they were that there they stayed. The end.